Hi everyone, hope you're well. This is my video for July and August 2021. As usual, it's more a world prediction, but definitely these messages will apply to many of your individual lives as well. It's just, as we know, the political is very much the personal at the moment. So starting off with the astrology, just two things I want to look at for this. First of all, 7th of July is the end of the Mercury retrograde shadow, and then 9th and 10th of July is a new moon. So both of these coming within a few days of each other tells me that things that have been stuck can start to move. And secondly, dare I say, we can begin to plan ahead and take a step towards life after these restrictions, and finally make some meaningful, slightly longer term decisions where things have been on hold. So it's the beginning of this. Also, 7/7, 7th of July, is a energetic gateway energy. Power number, it's seen as a spiritual day. I do know Mark Devlin, anyone who listens to him on YouTube, has arranged a meditation for 7 p.m. on that day for everyone just to focus their energy on what they want the outcome of our situation to be. So check out his website for information about that. But, this has been a spiritual war, and it will be won on a spiritual level. So I know a lot of you saw my protest video from last weekend. The protest was great. A lot of people say things like, oh, just protesting doesn't work anymore. Protesting is just begging for what you want, but, you should just be taking it. And yes, that's true, but these protests also do work on a soul level. It's not just physically turning up with a whole lot of people. People's souls are connecting and their message is connecting, and that's really powerful. So before I get into the cards, let me explain the crystals I've pulled. On the left, we've got rose quartz. So this pink crystal is for soothing and calming nerves at the moment. Okay, the closer you get to the end of something that you want to be over, the more impatient you become and less tolerant of the situation you are in. And I'm definitely feeling that, particularly in the last week. It's so hard and so frustrating. And as much as I try to stay positive, it does make me angry, even drawing on every spiritual tool in the book. But do come back to gratitude. As I've said before, don't overlook how you've evolved, developed, changed, and grown during this time in a way you otherwise wouldn't have. It has been a great education about yourself, others, the world, how the world is, and the forces of good and evil. And no one can take these insights away from us. Okay, next I've got two black crystals. That first one is shungite, and the second one's a black obsidian. And both of these are for power and protection as we're pushing through this phase. So the black can repel negativity and also absorb it so it doesn't touch us. And then, actually, as an afterthought, I really felt drawn to grab my lovely blue lapis lazuli on the end here. And to me, that represents royalty and dignity, and take what you deserve and live the way you deserve to live and believe in it. And don't beg for permission for the things that you want to do. Take it with confidence and poise and dignity. So that's the message from the crystals. So overall, just tuning into July, the way I see it is the unraveling, okay? It was definitely happening in June. Look around us, less people are wearing masks. There's less enforcement of it. Look at the big events in the UK at the moment, Wimbledon, football, celebrations for those things, no masks, people crowded together. I must say, I was at the supermarket today. People are still wearing them, but there are less. They're still half-heartedly enforcing it, but there are less. And I do want to just say thank you to everybody who is resisting it and who has all along by being brave enough not to wear a mask if you don't want to. Thank you for having the dignity and the strength, self-respect, and honor not to humiliate yourself wearing something you don't want to. If you want to wear the mask and it makes you feel good and safe and relaxed and okay, wear it, please. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But on the other hand, don't tell us what to do. Plenty of evidence they don't work and can be detrimental. It should always be a personal choice. So, yeah, thank you to those people. But yeah, the people, there's things are unraveling more and more. Test centres, which have always been pretty empty, are even more empty. Travelling is opening up more, not normal yet, but it will be. There's mention of it. Don't panic about these threats about, just vaccinated people won't have to quarantine, da-da-da-da-da. It's empty, illegal threats. It's all talk. This will pass over. Avoid that sort of thing in the news. They're not going to say the truth. They're not just going to drop the whole thing in one day, but it will unravel reasonably quickly, more and more, as we get into July. Also, don't give energy to these threats and worries about what may happen in September, October, November. I say no more lockdowns, no restrictions, no more pain, no more grief and sadness. We focus on freedom, truth, justice, love. Come back to that mantra, truth, freedom, justice, love, whenever your mind wanders into negative thoughts about this. At the same time, it is normal to feel sad. It is normal to grieve. I know I have, for what we've lost in this time. There's a great deal of deep trauma in everyone in their own way that does need healing. And that is what we will see the karmic justice for the imprisonment and the slavery inflicted that went beyond all natural law, that it may not be legal system justice. That will be the sort of justice that gets handed out that we will see. But, as much as things seem to be moving slower than we hope, I keep hearing that things are happening and evolving and falling into place at the right time. So I'm choosing to trust that. What we can do is live normally and keep our consciousness high. Okay, so let's have a look at the cards. These are the ones I pulled. The top three I pulled 2 days ago as an overarching look at what's coming up in July and August. So, is it really over? First card, the death card, yes. And then really nice cards to follow that. What comes after? Page of Cups. It's giving us the opportunity to refill and rebuild our emotional health, to find love and joy as we move past the death card, the ending. And the water in the background tells me go to water, go to the sea, to a lake, whatever you can get to, it will bring healing. Then we have the Knight of Wands, which shows the speed of the new rushing in. This old will unravel and the new will come in very quickly. People will bounce back. It's a real hedonistic rush, particularly to travel. Looks like the pyramids in the background here representing faraway places, if you're not from where the pyramids are. And it also reminds me just to shout out to everyone in the travel industry. Your job is important and your industry has just been hammered by this. But what you do, it's not just a frivolous luxury industry. You give people joy and hope and something to look forward to and happiness, and your role in the recovery and people getting back to normal is so important. So thank you for what you do, everyone in the travel industry and hospitality industry. Also, the Knight just makes me think of, in the UK at the moment, we've been winning football matches. I'm no football fan, but it's been so nice seeing people again happy and relaxed and like normal, enjoying themselves, dressed up in their football outfits, dressed as Knights of the Realm. And it just makes everything feel more normal. So come on, England. Right, what else? You know what? The other thing this Knight makes me think of is that all this time out means we're really going to rush forward because we know what we want to do and where we want to go. And we've reflected on that and clarified it and planned for it, a lot of us. So as soon as we can, the floodgates are open and off we go. I feel like it's not just going to be indiscriminate travel and visits to places. I think people will refine the things they do. Say during this time you develop your spiritual side, maybe you'll focus on traveling to spiritual sites, that kind of thing. Okay, then I did pull a few more cards just before starting this recording, just to clarify the message. Interesting, we got justice reversed. Those to whom justice is coming, who've done the wrong thing, will try and avoid it. They will try to avoid what's coming to them. But here we have the Queen of Wands banging down her wand, having none of it. Okay, she represents warmth and doing what's right by the people and leading the people ethically with love and warmth and kindness and doing what's best for their growth, and will not have these people shirking their responsibilities. Also, too, it's almost like this knight is rushing in and taking that wand to her, helping her out. And lovely to see the Ace of Cords at the end, which is the breakthrough card. That is pulling the sword out of the stone. It's come out before. And that crown on the top makes me think new leadership. King Arthur's crown, okay? Like we'll get a rightful, just, kindly, good, ethical ruler after this time of turbulence. So we have leaders trying to escape justice, possibly around Libra time, Justice the Libra card, so around late September, October. You know, maybe they will, but Queen of Wands won't stand for it. And natural law will prevail, okay? Victory after a struggle, fate and destiny and righteousness win. So overall, July and August, we are at a point where we're looking back on the past almost 18 months. There is sadness, pain, struggle, challenge, frustration, but also survival. We've survived this. We've been resourceful and we've shown strength. And looking forward, we see in the cards, it shows it, and the cards don't lie, truth, freedom, justice, love. It's like the force driving towards this is a tsunami. And those of us on the right side of it are just floating along on top of the tsunami. It's carrying us to where we need to be. We're flowing with it. We're carried safely. Those on the wrong side of it are not floating along on top. They're in its path and it will come crashing into them and they'll get what they deserve from it. It's not up to us to try and force this justice. It will happen of its own accord. Okay, just let the tsunami deliver us safely and happily. It will deliver a justice more deep and more powerful than we can. That's not our job. So keep your chin up, keep your vibration high. Looking forward to July and August. Come back to truth, freedom, justice, love.